Hi, my name is Elias, and I'm the outreach specialist with the Family Works program. Today, I'm joined with John from TAY. He's going to break down more on what TAY is and how they support our community, especially our youth.
Thanks, Elias, for having me. Like Elias said, I'm John Olivier, the Program Manager of Children and Youth Services here at Capc, and I oversee the TAY program. TAY stands for Transition Age Youth. We serve 16 to 25-year-olds in San Joaquin County. It's a one-to-one mentoring program. Youth come in with a need. They get connected to an individual transition specialist that kind of supports them with their overall goals and future planning.
When you join the program, essentially, what is more involved in it? Do they get assigned a case manager, or how does that work? What is the process? Can they call you, or what is the process for them to get in contact with you to be involved in TAY? Can you break that a little more down how that works?
Yeah, definitely. So when somebody has a need and they want to get connected to our program, a referral can come from anywhere. Sometimes we get referrals from teachers, school administration, probation officers, family members. Sometimes it's from former youth who have participated in the program, or an individual that's just kind of curious about the program and they want to find out for themselves. So they can call me directly, or they can email me and just kind of ask questions about the services. Once we establish that somebody does want services and or needs it, we get the referral and I assign them out to one of our transition specialists. Currently we have 5 transition specialists.
Oh, nice.
And 1 master's level intern who's out providing support and services to the youth in the community.
That's pretty cool. So essentially, you guys are a school-based, or you guys get some of the referrals from schools. Are certain youth limited to the type of schools, or you just have to be located in San Joaquin in order to be able to join TAY?
So the only qualifiers for our program is age. They need to be 16 to 25 years old, and they need to live within San Joaquin County. They can be unaccompanied minors, they can be homeless, they don't actually need to have a physical address, but this is where they live anywhere in San Joaquin County. Those are the only qualifiers, so it could be somebody who goes to a traditional school or a one school, it could be somebody who's maybe been a part of the legal system. It could just be an individual who's looking for some more support in their life and has come from a more traditional background as well.
Does TAY help connect these youth with resources in sense like food, clothing? Are these some of the resources that you do provide to them as well? The other thing I was kind of curious about, when they get linked with their case manager, what will their interaction kind of be? Is there like a set agenda? Do you guys have like what do you call it? Like a program that you guys go by?
So our program is based on the TIP model.
Okay.
TIP stands for Transition to Independence Process. It is a evidence-based practice. It is really heavy in like motivational interviewing, kind of getting somebody to establish a need for change for themselves. We always focus on the future. Can't change anything that's happened in the past, so how can we move on and improve that? We do a lot of skill building, strength discovery. We help youth identify what they're good at and what they want to continue to build off of. We establish goals for them that are based on their own personal needs or personal goals, and we try to teach the skills for those. When it comes to things like resource finding, we're kind of a catch-all service.
Okay, cool.
We don't specialize in one particular thing, but if a youth has a need for finding food, finding clothing, and things like that, we can provide those resources for them as far as helping them find those locations that are helpful and close to them. As a nonprofit, we do have some ability to provide things like pre-employment, kind of like interview clothing. If they do get a job and have some type of uniform requirements or need like non-slip shoes or something very specific, on a case-by-case basis, we can provide that resource for them ourselves and make sure that they have everything they need to be successful in that new role. Sometimes educational support for school supplies, backpacks, things like that.
Nice.
We try our best. If it's not something that we can physically provide to them, we want to make sure that we get them connected to the right resource that can.
Do you guys also help, like, say, in the sense of I'm a youth and I'm just going through hard times, but also I know that I wanted to go to college. I know it's gonna make a difference. What that process consists of, like, do you guys help me like apply for Delta College in a sense? Do you help me figure out different financial resources that are available that a lot of people don't know? And there's a lot out there. Like, there's a lot of scholarships that people qualify for that we just don't know. It just is a simple application.
Yeah, so what we try to do, our program is designed to be a 90-day program with a month-to-month up to 6 months, depending on the level of need, depending on the functionality of the individual, and what maybe trauma they've gone through or currently exposed to. And so when it comes to things like going to college, if they're 16 years old, they're not quite ready to go to college yet. So we'll try to break things down. What are you worried about not being able to go to college? What do you need to focus on right now? Educationally, that is going to get you to college. What kind of maybe new habits do you need to form? What kind of study habits? What kind of things should you start looking into and things like that for like a 16-year-old?
Preparing them.
Yeah, just early preparation, setting good habits, setting good time management, staying organized and things like that. When it's somebody who's maybe closer to college age, we will do things like helping them look for financial aid. What educational pathway is the best for them for career? Is it going to a university or to junior college? What scholarships do they qualify for? We do a lot of things with the youth, not for them. So if they want to complete a college application, we're not going to do it for them.
It's together.
We'll do it alongside them because we want to make sure that we are teaching skills versus just solving a problem for them. Our program utilizes the kind of analogy if you teach a man to fish versus giving him a fish.
Yeah.
So you give, I said that backwards. Our program uses the analogy that you give a man a fish, feed him for that day, versus teaching him to fish, feed him for a lifetime.
And that's true.
We want to make sure we're teaching skills that they can continue on and try to utilize more and more throughout their life.
It's something like, do you guys also promote trade school, not just college? Or
yeah,
so
absolutely.
Any path of career?
Anything. And some education isn't for everybody. And going to college or going to secondary school, going to trade school, vocational pathways isn't for everybody. So we also teach through hard work and years of experience that you can gain more, a higher level of income, a higher level of job responsibility and things like that.
Yeah.
And for those that aren't interested in education, whether it be the traditional route or some type of form of it, we try to make sure that we give them all the knowledge, and it's always surrounded their goals. We don't try to push anything on them that isn't something that they want to do, and we try to support any goals and aspirations that they have regardless of what they are.
So I kind of wanted to touch bases back on the TIP program that you guys use. Essentially, I think was one of like strength
discovery is one.
So how can you go more in depth, like how you guys use that, like an example?
So the TIP model is kind of a framework that we use. So it has things like strength discovery. Sometimes the youth isn't really asked about what are they good at, what are your strengths. Sometimes when they are asked that, it's kind of personal attributes. I'm funny, I'm organized, I'm loyal, and things that really are additional strengths like having goals, having aspirations, having things like family traditions are all goals, or all strengths, I mean. Having a set of core supports is a very big strength that some people forget to identify, whether that's a personal connection, whether it's a parent, caregiver, family member that you can count on, or it's maybe informal, a teacher, a coach, somebody in the community, a neighbor that you know you can go to count on for whatever these life skills are that you feel like you need additional support in.
Cool. Now, due to COVID, have your process changed a little bit? Are you guys doing things distantly? I know before your case managers will go and meet with the youth. Is that still going on, or?
So before COVID, we were able to meet with youth wherever they wanted to meet. We wanted to make sure that our services were accessible. So we would go to their house, we would meet them in the community, we would go to their school site. Sometimes even a fast food restaurant or like a coffee shop. They could come into the office if they chose to, but we wanted to make sure services were accessible, so we would always meet them wherever they wanted to meet, and that was the most comfortable. Due to COVID right now, majority of our services are virtual, but we are still seeing people face to face with some extended screening process and making sure we're adhering to, mask rules and social distancing and things like that. And we're kind of utilizing that as a way to drop off things. So the great thing about virtual services is we can do things alongside people as well. We have the ability to kind of like share our screen. So if we have a youth who needs help with developing a resume, we're not doing it for them still. We're having them do it on their screen while we're doing it on ours, or showing them, proper fonts to use and locations and things like that. And then we'll help by printing them out, 20, 30 copies and taking them to them, doing a drop off, doing maybe a little mini meeting like, hey, this should be your plan when you go to drop off resumes, or follow up on resumes and things like that as well.
Nice. So if I have a youth, if there's a youth watching this video right now, can they stop by, or what do you recommend the best way to contact you?
So they can stop in, and that's for if they just want to get signed up, or drop off a referral or things like that. For actual physical services, they're going to need to set up an appointment and meet with their transition specialist. But anybody can call me. I make myself accessible, so I can be reached at 209-851-3473. And anybody can call me, youth, community member, parent, family member, anybody can call me at any time and inquire about the program, ask questions. Is it right for you? Is it right for the individual that you might consider? And then also through my email, we get referrals through email as well. I can be reached at jolivera@nochildabuse.org. And those are the two easiest ways to reach me. Again, like I said, I make myself accessible. So if anybody has questions, we don't want there to be barriers to kind of get services or anything like that. People can go to nochildabuse.org and find some basic information about our program. We are also implementing a drop-in session too. So the second Friday of the month, you can join one of our Zoom calls and get a free 30-minute session with one of our staff, and kind of ask questions, find out about the program, maybe get help about maybe something smaller, kind of give it a test run. So if it is something then you decide that you actually want to participate in, you can do a full referral and join the program full time.
How can you access the Zoom calls?
So there's a flyer that'll be going out with our Zoom link. It's an easy link. You click on that, it'll put you in our waiting room. Typically, it's our drop-ins are the second Friday of the month from 1 to 4 p.m. So they can drop in at any time, and it'll show them in the little waiting room, and then the staff will bring them in and do the intros from there.
Okay, so that's physically, right? Not Zoom? Or
no, that's
Zoom?
Through Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, Zoom drop-in calls. So there'll be a Zoom drop-in link on our flyer. I don't know how it'll be sent out, but
okay.
There's a, I guess what I could say is.
So if you're interested, just know every second Monday, correct?
It's every second Friday of the month.
Okay.
But if you are interested in doing the drop-ins, you can always give me a call or email me, and I can send you the email link for the drop-ins if you haven't seen our drop-in flyer yet.
Okay, perfect. So thank you. I really appreciate you for sitting here with me. If you're interested in Tay, John provided information. I'm definitely going to put it on screen where you can see everything, and I really appreciate it. And if you have any more questions, in a sense, about Tay, please contact John, or you can contact me at 209-244-0135, and I will connect you with John. And yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Appreciate it.